I believe that by continuing along the path of your truest convictions, paired with light-hearted moments of genuine happiness, is the best remedy to forgetting what never was. Life, it's lived by choices, and those choices become actions, which will undoubtedly put you on a path paved with the energy you generated to make so. The realm of the mind visualizes and materializes, and then becomes your reality. Thus saying, the mind is chief, and anything one believes, one can achieve. And the total opposite applies, of course. So my question to you is, when faced with life's challenges, what side will you reach out to help you restart your inner drive? Dreams. We all have one. Funny thing is, most people fear their given purpose, and as most know, fear pushes people to fight for safety, and safety directs people to a 9-to-5. And this puts you in a position to build someone else's dream for a paycheck. But what do you really want? Not what everybody else wants you to be, but you. Yes, I'm talking to you. The person you will wake up and go to bed with every day, from the moment you're born to the moment you're gone. What is your true soul purpose in life? Why are you here? When you find it, will you run from it, or will you embrace it and become one with it? Does your determination have enough drive to put in the hours, days, months, and years it will take to recreate yourself over and over again until you find that one missing piece that completes it all? If your life was in a box office movie, would your story be worthy of the main character, or just an extra on the set? If someone handed you a giant canvas and asked you to paint your version of self-expression, would you be able to do so on the spot? I'm sure the average person wouldn't even try due to fear of messing up. You see, anybody can gain a bunch of followers, but only a handful are driven enough to go through all the trials and tribulations it takes to build a meaningful community. When building your community, the mess-ups will make for good stories later on, but the epic fails will teach you invaluable lessons along the way. Failure will definitely either make or break you, but you want to keep in mind, no one rolls out of bed a master of their craft. Fact, if you stop, they win, so release the beast within. We were all put on this planet to let our voices be heard. Very few are brave enough to walk their own path to find their true calling in life. But once you get there, the universe will let you know that you have arrived. So be ready to battle for that claim that is your birthright. Beyond abandonment, heartbreak, failure, and self-doubt, there is another realm composed of acceptance, love, victory, and self-confidence, which vibrates at a higher frequency that only is heard by those with the relentless ambition to seek it out. I know all too well, the world is in fact a cold place. It's only after you start motivating others that you realize the mission is so much bigger than just you. I feel those who say you need to look out for number one miss the big picture, and that is that we are in fact all one. Of all the lessons I have learned, the one that I have struggled with the most was accepting that all of my hardships have been a gift. One of my greatest obstacles was enduring the pain and solitude of a life outside of the TV image of a cookie-cutter family. What I've learned along the way was that when a gem comes into my life, I'd be a fool to throw it away. The Self-Expression Center is my way of seeking out this family of precious gems. At the end of the day, it's all about how you'll be remembered. Dorothy Height said it best. Greatness is not measured by what a man or woman accomplishes, but by the opposition he or she has to overcome to reach his or her goal. Now, with that in mind, think back to when you were a little kid being called fat or worthless or stupid, useless. Now imagine giving that little kid a superpower. What would it be? And if you were granted that superpower, how would you use it? Every day you have that innate ability to overcome the criticisms and negativity of others and become the best you can possibly be. I mean, think about it. Lions don't really lose sleep over the thoughts and hating of sheep. I once read that freedom is being you without anyone's permission. Now, keeping it 100, whose permission are you asking to be free on a daily basis? And why? If that person is telling you you can't do it, I want you to keep this in mind. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. If you're watching this and you've made it to this point in life, trust me, you're here for a reason. And in your journey through life, you're going to meet many people who are willing to act, but they are definitely not interested in putting in the work to become. Quick question. How many people do you know have said that they're going to go out and do something and actually went out and made it happen? So again, if you could be anywhere in the universe, are you willing to put in the work that it takes to turn that visualization into reality? How many weekends are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to be? Are you willing to give up partying, hot dates, championships, sports games to become that person who everyone is watching? This means while others are partying, you're training. When people are out watching the game at the bar having a good time, you're training. While people are out on a hot date, guess what? You're still training. I can say that I don't know everything, but I will say this. I've put countless time into my craft, and two things are for sure. The difference between a crazy person and a genius is nothing but diligence. That's it, diligence. So when the next best idea crosses your mind, I want you to remember this. It's impossible to reach for greatness if you're afraid of heights. You are the adventure you seek.